All right, thank you everyone for joining. We are so excited to have you here with us today for our webinar, Maximize Your Holiday Sales with Inventory Tracking. At this point, you should be able to hear me clearly. You should be able to see our screen. And if at any point during the webinar you need to message us, you can do so using your questions box on your control panel. If you have any questions, if you have technical difficulties, feel free to go ahead and message us. You'll also utilize this during the very end of our webinar in our Q&A. But for now, I'd like you to use it to let me know if you're a current Unitwise user, if you've used us in the past, or if you're brand new to Unitwise. While you guys get those answers in, I'm going to go ahead and give you a brief background for anyone who's not as familiar. My name is Christina. I'm one of the heroes here at Unitwise, and it actually launched in 2009. It was created by a director to help other directors manage their businesses successfully. And through customer feedback, we've been able to help thousands of directors and consultants grow their business. So thank you to everybody who sent in those answers. We always like to know who we have in the audience. And let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Can you believe summer is almost over? Like it or not, fall is fast approaching. Before we know it, the holiday season will have arrived. And the best way to have a successful sales season is to plan early, which means it's time to begin preparing your business for the upcoming holiday season. To help you get a head start on planning for the next several months, today we'll be sharing tips on tracking your inventory in preparation for the holiday season. We'll cover entering your ideal inventory count, bulk editing your inventory, creating products, invoicing custom products, and inventory tracking. Here today to assist us is our VIP host, Independent Sales Director, Tracey Aden. Tracey, we are so excited to have you here today.
Uh-oh.
Tracey, you should have a webcam request from me. If you could go ahead and click on the monitor to stop sharing your screen.
Click
There
on.
should be a monitor icon on your GoToWebinar control panel. Let me see if I should be able to stop that for you here.
Did I do it?
No, ma'am. If the screen is still up, it looks like you stopped sharing your webcam.
Oh, dear.
That's okay. So your webcam's back up. On your GoToWebinar control panel, there should be a stop showing screen, or you should see a monitor icon there, and that should let you click it to stop sharing your screen and just share your webcam.
Okay, it says people can see your screen. Click to stop screen sharing.
Yes, ma'am. That's the one.
All right.
All right. All right. We've got it. So now we are sharing your webcam. And we just want to thank you so much for being our VIP host for today's webinar.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I'm very flattered. So you wanted me to tell a little bit about me?
Sure, yeah, just so our audience just knows a little bit about you before we really get started.
Well, I've been in Mary Kay for 40 years, and before Mary Kay, I was manager of a men's clothing store, and I also have a background in fashion merchandising, so I've done a lot with marketing and merchandising, and that's where all of those skills come in handy when doing a holiday event. I've also been in the Queen's Court of Sales for 24 different years, and I do my holiday event here in Fort Collins, where I live right now, in Fort Collins, Colorado. And I've been here for about 7 years. I think this will be the 7th one. And I do about $3,000 in sales at the event here. But I also go back to Phoenix, and I work with another sales director, Dana Schneebelt, and we put on a holiday event there. And at that holiday event, we each sell about $4,000 worth of products. We do it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we see approximately 30 people, each of us, during that time period. So it's a very, very busy event, but it's a very big part of our business, very lucrative for us to do. So I go back every year and do that event.
That is definitely quite a large event. That sounds really exciting.
It is lots of fun.
Definitely. Well, if you're ready, we'll go ahead and jump in.
Okay.
All right, so for anybody who is not as familiar with Unitwise, this is the dashboard of our Director Complete Plan. So this is going to include all of our features, and this is the screen that you'll come to after signing in. To get us started today, let's take a look at a feature that's going to make creating future orders a breeze during the hectic rush of the holidays, the ideal inventory count. We'll start by showing you how to use it, then we'll look at how to quickly set it up. Essentially, your ideal inventory count, or your reorder level, allows you to create an order based on which products you're running low on. Simply go to Inventory in the menu at the top and select Order from MK, then Create Purchase Order. Once you've entered your basic purchase order information, you can easily start your order by choosing Add from Ideal Order Quantity. As you can see, we've now started an order, and our ideal count on these items is consistently higher than our quantity on hand here.
And Christina, this is where I use this screen, and I go on this, and then I kind of use it to update my inventory. So I look at what I see here, and for example, if I saw that I needed to order botanicals, that would remind me that I have not updated my botanical ideal count, because obviously I don't want to order any of the previous botanicals, but I do want to put in an ideal count for the new botanicals. So I use this screen to kind of see what I might be ordering, but then I go back and I look at my physical inventory and see if there's anything that I need to fix.
Definitely, and that is a perfect point. If you were to go in and fix those quantities like Tracey was mentioning, you'd actually go to Inventory and Products. We're not going to save this purchase order, so we'll just click No. And you can go to, we'll click Yes, we want to move on without saving. And we'll go to Bulk Edit. So under Inventory Products, Bulk Edit, here you'll see an inventory table which can be customized by section, category, and status using these drop-down menus. And you can also search the report for specific items using the search box in the top right corner. And once you've filtered the table based on your preference and you've located the items you're searching for, there are a variety of things that can be updated here, including, as Tracey mentioned, that quantity on hand and your reorder level. So the quantity on hand is going to be how many you actually have in your inventory. And to update this, you would simply click on the value you want to change, double click it, type in the correct amount, and click anywhere else on the screen to save it. Whereas the reorder level, or the ideal count we mentioned, will allow you to change how many items you'd like to have on hand for specific products. So for example, if we wanted maybe 5 of the Lash Intensity mascaras on hand at all times, we'd simply double-click the current value, enter the updated amount, and again, click anywhere on the screen to save that value.
And so this is a really good time of year for you to go in and make sure that this is all updated and correct and looking good, because going into the holiday, it's harder to keep your inventory current. It's harder to keep up on, I think, things like exchanges that I might do with someone else. So get it all organized now, and then you'll have a really good idea of what you've got going into the holidays to give you a little bit of idea of what you need to order.
Absolutely, that is a perfect point. And while you're going through those holiday items, you may even consider updating your hot seller amount. This is going to help you keep track of those items that are really, really popular that time of year. And we can even go a little bit more into that shortly. So now that you know how to go in and update your inventory, update your reorder level, let's take a look at creating our own products. There are plenty of fun holiday items such as Pampered Piggies or coffee and cream, that require additional items with them. So when you're creating a Pampered Piggy set, it requires socks in addition to a Mint Bliss energizing lotion, while a coffee and cream set needs a coffee shop gift card to pair with a nourishing shea cream. While socks, gift cards, and similar items aren't included in your traditional inventory, you'll certainly want to track them. That's where adding your own products comes in. Quickly go to Inventory, and again we'll select Products under our menu below, but here we'll choose Add Product.
And if at any time you'd like me to show this coffee and cream, you just let me know.
Oh, sure. Actually, if you want to, before we really jump into showing how to create that, if I can go ahead and make you visible, and you can definitely go ahead and show those samples.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. So this is, let's see, how do I get this in here? This is the coffee and cream, and it is a Starbucks coffee mug, or coffee cup. This one is a refillable one, but you can get just the plain ones. The taller one like this is what you want to use. And if you buy the gift cards from Starbucks, they will give you the cups. So I buy $5 Starbucks gift cards. They give me a cup. And then in the cup is a hand cream and the card. Can you see the card right there? And the hand cream. So what I do is I put a few rocks in the bottom of this cup because it makes it, or those marbles, it makes it more stable. Then I put some of the Mary Kay peanuts in there and the hand cream, wrap it all in a cello bag with a little ribbon on it, and then you want to include a tag. These say coffee and cream. Mine says coffee and cream on it. You want to include something like that because that's what makes it cute, is that it's a coffee and cream. But when you sell this to the customer, the thing that we're showing you now is that you can create one item. So this is where Unitwise has been a great big help, because I used to go in and I would put for Invoice in, and I would put coffee and cream, which I created myself, which Christina's going to show you how to do. And then I would put the hand cream separate. So we're going to show you how to make it a set as well as how to add items. So back to you.
All right. Let me go ahead and change our settings here. So before we go into the coffee and cream, we actually have some sales to show you guys with that. So we're going to create our Pampered Piggy set, just for an example. And rather than starting with our set, we're actually going to start with the items that are going to comprise it. So in our Pampered Piggy set, we're going to have a pair of socks. So we'll enter our product name, and we'll select the category that that product will be located in. We'll make this item a hot seller if we wish. You can even add a description. And you will need to create a part number for this item. Next, you'll want to enter your retail price. And you can even go ahead and adjust the quantity on hand if you already have some. So once you have saved your product, we'll go ahead and start creating the set, which is what Tracey had mentioned. We can create our Pampered Piggy by, again, entering our product name, choosing our category. This one we know is going to fly off the shelf, so we'll make this item a hot seller. Again, we'll enter our part number. And this time we'll select product collection so that we can add the different items in this set together. Once we've selected product collection, we'll itemize this set to begin adding the individual products to it. So for example, we have our socks that we've just created, and we're also going to add the Mint Bliss Energizing Lotion for Feet and Legs. Now that we have both of our products added to our set, we'll simply choose OK and enter our suggested retail price for the set as a whole, which we're going to make $14.50. And you can adjust the taxable amounts, wholesale amounts if you'd like, but we are going to go ahead and save our product set. So now that you know how to go in and create your own custom products and your product set, let's just take a look at invoicing them. We'll go to Customers, Invoices, and Create Invoice to get started. And here you'll simply type in your customer name and click on the populated name below. Of course, there's a variety of information you can enter to customize your invoice, such as the sale type, the invoice date, and the status of it. Once you have those details entered, you'll begin either adding your products by simply typing in a portion of the name or part number and selecting the product below. Or, to make things even simpler, you can choose Add Hot Sellers for a visual of all of your hot seller items to make this even quicker to create an invoice. So we will simply choose our Pampered Piggy set.
No, you had it. It's pampered, not pampering.
That's what I thought.
You had it right. Oh, I just saw it.
Pampered set. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. So once we have our set added, Tracey, did you want to say anything about adding discount?
Yeah, but actually, while I do that, you might want to fix that because it's wrong. It says pampering set, and it came up with $30. So I think the problem was that you hadn't marked it as a hot seller. So the thing that's huge about this is that you want it to be fast and accurate when you're working with customers, because you're having a conversation with them, you're getting caught up on things while you're doing their invoice, and it's easy to make mistakes. And I used to do this by hand, and because I thought it was faster, and actually I made mistakes that way and it was not faster. So I learned to use Unitwise this way. But the fact that you can make the items, the key things are to make your own, add your individual items like Christina showed you, and then make your combination sets. And that way you don't have to list socks and then go in and find Mint Bliss Energizing Lotion. You can do one set. And when it's underneath the hot sellers, it comes up really quickly. So you want to make sure during the holidays that you only have the things marked as hot sellers that you're going to be using and pulling up quickly during your holiday event. So maybe, maybe mascara is a hot seller for you, but that's not something that you want to see come up every time that you pull up these hot sellers. You want just those gift items that you put together. So what I normally do, instead of doing a discount, I usually do a gift with purchase. So I think this year what we're going to do is we're going to do the Miracle Set. And with the purchase of the Miracle Set, that you can buy the Miracle Set to go for only $5. So in that case, you can make up an item that has the Miracle Set and has the to-go one, and you can, show that. And then what you can pull those both up. So you want them to both come out of your inventory. So you're going to pull up Miracle Set, and then you're going to pull up the to-go set, or make them, like I said, one group, like we talked about. What was that called? A set?
A collection?
A collection. Make them one collection. And then what I do is I keep a piece of paper next to me while I'm checking somebody out. And we automatically give away $5 that they get free for coming to the holiday event, because my purpose is to get them there. They're not going to buy any gifts if they don't see them. So you have to work really hard to get them scheduled and coming to your event. I do not do an open house. I do a scheduled event. So I schedule appointments on the hour for the hour. So this piece of paper to my right, I would add $5 that she gets automatically for coming. Now she's buying that miracle set that we put together, that collection that we put together. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put $20 because she's going to get $20 off also. And then I would add this all up and I put that underneath the discount section. So that's where I would mark how much she has for her total amount off. This just helps me to keep track of it during the time period. So now when you have this Pampered Piggy set that you've made up, and you've done it as a collection, now it's going to pull, because you put those two itemized items in, it's going to pull that Mint Bliss from your inventory and the socks basically from your inventory also. That makes sense?
Absolutely. And it looks like when I created the Pampered Piggy set, I did not hit save, which is why we were having some trouble there. But if you look, we do now have our Pampered Piggy set on our hot seller list, which makes it super easy to invoice. And we have our line items. So like Tracey mentioned, you can simply choose discount and whether you'd like to do a dollar amount or percentage of a discount for your customer. You can also add things like buy one, get one free sets. I know, Tracey, I think you had mentioned previously that you do a lot of buy one, get one free during the holidays.
Yes.
So
I think we're going to do something like buy 2 eyeshadows, get 1 free. And so then you would just put the different eyeshadows in and you would just mark one of the items as free instead of underneath where it has a sale.
So for example, like you said with the eyeshadows, but if you wanted to do maybe a buy one, get one Pampered Piggy, you would just make that line item $0, or you even have the option of doing a percentage discount of 100% on your item. So you can really make the invoices fit your customer's needs.
Or so mark it as a gift item?
Yeah, you can actually, yes. You can even mark it as a gift item under your sale type. Oh, sorry about that. Gift item. And as you can see, that is going to be reflected in the total price of our invoice. You can also make sure that these items are taxed before discount. You'll just make sure that this box is checked. So you're really able to customize this as much as you'd like.
So
I'm sorry?
I try really hard not to offer a discount. So when I gave you those sales totals that we have, we also do a promotion where our clients can purchase their regular products ahead of time during September and October, and I give away holiday dollars. So for every $10 they buy, they get $1 in holiday dollars, and then they use these holiday dollars at the event. They're kind of like Kohl's cash. This gets them to the event, but it also gets them to purchase their regular products ahead of time. So I usually do about $2,000 that I have shipped down to Phoenix ahead of time. That is their regular items that they've already paid for, and then they have holiday dollars because then they come and actually buy the gifts. Open houses and holiday events in the past, I've not done this, and customers would come, but they'd need regular things, and so they'd spend their money on the regular things and not have money to buy gifts with. So this way, I kind of avoided that.
I think that is a perfect strategy. You make sure that they're taken care of, they get to you, and they have that incentive there to purchase those gifts. I think that is just perfect. So once you actually have your invoices created, simply choose Save. And let's take a look at how you can track your sales and your products for a successful season. So for instance, if we wanted to see how many Pampered Piggies we had sold so far this year, we would select Home, Report, and we're actually going to click on Customers to condense our customer reports so that we can select our product reports. Here we'll choose Products Sold to Customers, and as you can see, there is a lot of steps to customize on this report. Today we're going to choose All Products and All. And we can actually go ahead and leave our time period as is, but I'm going to change my field to part number. The part number we'll search for is our recently created pampered piggies. And we'll leave our condition at contains. This will allow us to search this report for that specific item. So as you can see, the invoice we just created shows up, and it shows us how many and the total for that product. Or if we want to see perhaps how well something did last year, we can again change our date to custom date. We'll say maybe September of 2017 through December 31st of 2017. And let's try searching for that coffee and cream set that Tracey showed us earlier. We'll again enter our part number and run our report. Now we can see every time a coffee and cream set was sold last year and who it was sold to, allowing us to prepare for how many we need to have available and who we need to reach out to this year.
Yes, because you need to have, this year specifically too, we really don't have that many holiday items that the company has provided. And I think that's perfectly fine because I use much more of our regular product line than I do the holiday items anyway. So you need to have a lot of hand cream on hand, a lot of foot and leg energizing lotion, and you're going to need satin hand sets and those kind of things. So I think that we might order 100 hands of each kind. I think we probably have about 200 hand cream on hand mix when we do this because I use it in so many of the different gifts that we make up. And like I said, if you do offer things, and let me stay with this. So this is so important that you do this on Unitwise because this is going to be invaluable to you next year because you're going to have an idea of not only who you sold to, which is who you want to make sure you invite for the following year, but you also are going to know how many hand creams do I really need to have on hand.
Absolutely, Tracey, absolutely. And this can be done for your full holiday season of the previous year. It can be done for any specific product. So now that you guys know how to make your holiday inventory tracking a breeze, let's go ahead and begin that Q&A session that we talked about. If you have any questions, just go ahead, type them in that questions box on your control panel. You can also hit the hand icon on your control panel. We'll be happy to unmute you if you prefer to ask your question over the audio. And these can be anything that we've covered today. So let's see here.
I will tell you while you're waiting for questions that
Sure.
you can go on my Unitwise website, which is taden.unitwise.com, and so that's taden.unitwise.com, and there's a holiday section, and all of those gift tags, all the pampered piggy tag, the coffee and cream tag, several videos and all are on there that you can take a look at. I also do have videos that are on YouTube, and I believe they're just under Tracey Aden, all one word.
And just so you guys have a visual, so here we do have Tracey's site, and I would definitely recommend checking out all those resources available. It does look like we have a question coming in from Sarah, who Sarah would like to know a little bit more about how tax is set, whether or not it's going to be applied to discount items on the invoice. That is a great question. That actually goes a little bit more into your preferences. So if we go to settings in the top right corner, we can choose preferences. And here there's a variety of options to customize your account, but we'll choose sales/order. And under invoice settings, you have the option of making your invoices calculate your sales tax before the discount is given, or Vice versa, if you prefer for the tax to be calculated after the discount, you can uncheck this preference and choose Save Preference at the bottom to keep that setting. And as we mentioned a little bit earlier, you'll also have that option on individual invoices. So you can add that or remove it on your individual invoices too.
And I usually do the tax before the discount because that's what you're paying. So if you're giving away that, you're giving the, something away, I don't know, like the extra eyeshadow, if you pay tax on that eyeshadow, so you want to make sure that you collect that money. And I can tell you, customers will never even ask you about that tax amount. They never even question you.
I definitely think that's a great tip, Tracy. It looks like Margot would like to know if there's a way to see a list of products that have a quantity on hand less than her reorder or ideal level, but she doesn't necessarily want to start an order like we did. So we actually have a report just for that. We'll go back to Home and Report. And it's going to be, again, under Products. It's called the Shopping List Report. So this will give you the option of looking at the shopping list for all of your inventory or just items that have a quantity on hand lower than that ideal count or reorder level that we looked at. And once you've run that report, you can compare your ideal counts of products to the actual quantity on hand. So this should be perfect for what you're looking for.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's even better than how I do it, because then you could just print that out and take it and go look at your inventory and kind of check and see, see if it matches.
You definitely can. It's a really, really helpful report. And let's see. So Vicki would like to know if there is a way to print these reports, and you actually can. Each report will have this pink bar right above it, and you'll just choose Export. It's going to look like a blue box with a green arrow coming out of it. It says Export. If you hover over it, as you can see, and you'll either choose to export it as an Excel, PDF, or Word document. And once you've exported the file, you can actually open it up and print it. And you can even make changes to it. So maybe if you run one and there are certain columns of information that you don't need or certain rows, you can go into Excel, for example, and you can remove those. Let's see if we have any more questions coming in. And Darlene would like to know, once she's added her inventory, how she can quickly enter orders or if she has to manually enter them. And you can actually go to you'll go to Inventory, Order from MK, and you'll choose Create Purchase Order, just like we did before. But if you have your account synced with InTouch, you can actually choose Import from InTouch. You'll follow these 4 simple steps that are laid out. You'll open up your InTouch account, copy the link from your order, paste it in Unitwise, and choose Import Products. It'll import it over for you. It's very simple. But it does look like those questions are starting to slow down. Tracy, were there any other tips or advice that you wanted to share with us today?
No, I don't think so. I think we did pretty much all of it.
All right. Well, again, Tracy, I just want to say thank you so much from all of us at Unitwise. We so appreciate you being our guest today, and I know that everyone watching does as well.
Well, you are welcome. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. And for anyone watching us today, if you come up with any more questions, feel free to contact us by going to unitwise.com. You can email us at heroes@unitwise.com, and be sure to follow us so that you never miss out on any of the upcoming events and learning opportunities that we have to offer by going to @Unitwise on all of our social media platforms. In fact, we have an upcoming webinar, Unique Ways to Promote Gift Sets this holiday season, where we'll be expanding on holiday inventory tracking and sharing tips on creating gift baskets, certificates, and more. So thank you all. Have a wonderful Tuesday.